On every life journey, a risk is taken. From borrowing money to renovating a home to flying to the moon, we seek to work out the benefit of taking a risk before we take our first step. Some risks are quantifiable, others aren't, but the principle is the same. Risk is present in everything we do. John Maynard Keynes, not a usual source for me, described two types of risk, those that are quantifiable and could be calculated, and those that are unquantifiable, such as the possibility of a world war, say 100 years from now. He referred to these unquantifiable risks as, quote, uncertain knowledge. He observed back in 1937, I quote, "By uncertain knowledge, let me explain. I do not mean merely to distinguish what is known from what is only probable. The game of roulette is not subject in this sense to uncertainty, nor is the prospect of a victory bond being drawn. The sense in which I'm using the term is that in which the prospect of a European war is uncertain, or the price of copper and the rate of interest 20 years hence, or the obsolescence of a new invention, or the position of private wealth owners in the social system in 1970, which is obviously 30 years away. About these matters, there is no scientific basis on which to form any calculable probability whatever. We simply do not know. So risk assessment is therefore about quantifying the certain risks and hedging against the risks that are unknown and unknowable. Both forms of risk are simply just a bet on the future. Of course, we can't eradicate risk from our lives. We can only manage it and calculate its impact. As Peter Bernstein noted in his significant work, Against the Gods, The Remarkable Story of Risk, and I quote, "The revolutionary idea that defines the boundary between modern times and the past is the mastery of risk. The notion that the future is more than a whim of the gods and that men and women are not passive before nature. Men and women have never been passive before nature. However, we can and do take different roles as creators, assessors, regulators or avoiders of risk. The taking of risk and the reaping of the associated rewards lies at the heart, the very heart, of our modern society. It also, importantly, drives our modern economy. Without the willingness to take risks, there would be no investment in business or infrastructure. Without the willingness to take risks, there would be no borrowing and lending. Without a willingness to take risks, there would be no production to meet anticipated future demand for goods and services. In short, without the taking of risks, there'd be no innovation, there'd be no progress. Risk is two-sided. It carries with it the chance of reward, but also the chance of failure. And the key to successful risk management is that the chance of reward or failure must be properly assessed and appropriately priced.